Welcome everybody to the CIL Short Track Showdown Championship race. We are here for the final race of the season here at Five Flags Speedway for our Snowball 100. We have a very exciting race for you all here today as we have three drivers fighting for our final championship, our top championship position. Zachary DeWale, Ryan Whitlock, and R. Muhammad Ali are all going to fight it out to see who can get on top before the end of the race and the end of our season here. Our Muhammad Ali currently sits on top of the standings ahead of Ryan Whitlock and then Zachary DeWale, who is in third right now in our championship standings. But before we get to that, let's take a quick look at our qualifying standings. Athena Leclerc coming out on top ahead of our championship leader, R. Muhammad Ali right now. Andrew, what were you seeing throughout qualifying there?
Yeah, I was able to take a few laps around this racetrack here at Five Flags, just outside Pensacola, Florida. Well, first thing I noticed about this track is the big, wide corners, and the exits to turn 2 and turn 4 are just a little bit different. I noticed that in turn 2, you can get on the throttle a little bit sooner than you think because the corner kind of opens up onto the back straightaway, but it's the opposite out of turn 4. The corner appears to tighten up. Turn 4, the outside wall tends to sneak up on you. So, especially early on cold tires, I have a feeling we're going to see some incidents coming out of turn 4. But with regards to qualifying, we see Athena Leclerc really putting down a great lap at a 16.327. It's ahead of our Muhammad Ali and Andrew Williams making an appearance at the top of the
Yeah, and if we look at our other two championship contenders here, Zachary DeWale down in 6th, just behind Ryan Whitlock in 5th position. So those two drivers are separated by 5 points right now in the standings. They're going to be starting side by side. So it'll be really interesting to see how those two can race early on in this race. We do have 100 laps to race. So it is a long race, and everyone's going to need to save tires if they want to have a chance here at the end. But there he is, R. Muhammad Ali, our championship leader right now, leads them both by 5 points and has kind of dominated the race where we haven't seen Ethan Johnson lead every single lap. He's the only one so far this year that was able to beat Ethan Johnson, who is not here to do things. And he's the only outside of Ethan Johnson, he and Ryan Whitlock both have their own victories. So Zachary DeWale is like the only one without a win. That it just shows how consistent he has been, and that shows how consistency is so key in this championship.
Yeah, absolutely. Consistency will at least keep you up there. That was the whole thing. I mean, on the College Cup side, we had our finale on Monday. We saw Jared Taylor take the championship without winning a race. He just got consistently great finishes, top 5, second, third, everything. So that can be the key to success, and it could be a key to success for Whale tonight. But I'm looking for him and Ryan Whitlock to make their way through the field after maybe somewhat less than impressive qualifying performance.
This isn't too surprising from Ryan Whitlock either. He consistently qualifies around that 5th and 6th position, but always finds a way to climb up and end up in and around that top 3 positions. So it's going to be really interesting to see if he's able to once again get there and see if he can continue to do that into this final championship race. And as this is our college series here at the Cleveland Irish, we do have a couple of graduates graduating out here this evening. So this is the final race that they had a chance to race in. Fortunately, none of them able to compete here tonight, but all of them have spent the past couple years in between their studies, spending a couple of hours with us, putting in those race laps. It's been lovely to have them racing, and it'd be great to see them all back racing with 3 numbers on their car for our CIL Cup Series as an alumni driver.
Yeah, all these guys, they'll quickly learn that old guy's rule, you know. Welcome, sure we get them all their rocking chairs.
Indeed, as we just are coming to close to just a minute left in the warm-up that we give our drivers here every night. Give them a quick 5-minute warm-up session in between qualifying and the race to find that race pace, find where they need to keep their cars, find the balance between what they need to do for qualifying and the race.
And one thing that could benefit drivers here tonight is adjusting the brake bias on these race cars. You know, it might be even adjustable in car during the race. Early on, you can adjust the brake bias rearward. It'll make you super loose at the beginning of the run while you're on cold tires. The car will rotate way too well, especially on entry, but if you can get the tires to be warmed up to temperature, then they'll feel pretty good in the middle of the later part of the run. So, interested to see which drivers take that approach and how their cars will react later on.
And we've seen a lot of the faster drivers have been doing that, moving that brake bias as far back as they possibly can to get that extra speed later in the run, keeping their car more stable once their tires are up to temperature and able to find that extra speed. So that brake bias, that one final, like that one big part of the adjustment is able to be made on these cars. As that is the end of our warm-ups here today, our drivers will come to a stop and get ready to take the grid for the final time this season for the CIL Student Short Track Series. Here we go. Athena Leclerc picking up pole position. That's her first pole position of the season for her outside from St. Clair College. Beside her is our championship leader, Muhammad Alif. Behind them is Andrew Williams from Clemson University and Jason Willott from Drexel University. Ryan Whitlock, P5 from Alabama at Huntsville. Lining up P5, he's second in our championship right now. Right beside him is Zachary DeWale, who will be hunting him down in the championship standings as well. Austin DeLong from Penn College of Technology lines up behind them in P7 beside Kel Davison of Ball State. Alexander Hogarth lines up in P9 beside Timothy Wilms. And rounding out our field here today is Ryan Wilson from Minnesota State. So we've got a very small field here today, just 11 cars, one of the smallest we've seen all year, which could produce some good racing if everybody's able to stay tight together. As our cars get rolling here, up 2 laps to the green flag. Oh boy, is it getting excited.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how Leclerc does from the pole position. I believe this is the first time she's qualified this far up front, so maybe she gets out to a bit of a lead early and maybe she can hold on to it.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if any nerves come into play too. Having Muhammad Alif on the outside, he's been up at the front so much this season. So to see him outside, on your outside here, is going to be very interesting because he knows exactly how to time this up. The lights are out on our pace car. We have one more lap to green here.
Yeah, I'd say the most impressive thing about Alif from this season and from racing with him in the College Cup Series is just his ability to adapt to any car he drives. I think he's made his name in the Collegiate iRacing League in the open wheel portion and the road portion, but he's shown he can win races on ovals and in this short track series. So I think he is primed for a good night starting on the front row. And we are green.
Green flag.
Black flags.
Athena Leclerc getting a very good jump. Muhammad Alif getting stuck on the outside. That's Andrew Williams getting onto his inside there, the 24 car out of Clemson. They're staying side by side through 2 and into 3 and 4. So Athena Leclerc will lead lap 1 here at 5 flags. As these two stay side by side, as Muhammad Alif starts to gain a little bit off of Andrew Williams as they clear there. Have a couple more drivers in behind side by side. That's Ryan Whitlock, who's battling for the championship here. Just getting past Jason Willott there. It's the 0-2 right behind, looking to get around on that outside. He will not want to get too far away from that 81 car of Ryan Whitlock.
Yeah, that outside might be a little bit better coming out of turn 2. You've got a little bit more room to put the power down. That certainly helped a Leaf get by the 24 of Andrew Williams for that second spot. Now DeWale trying to make it work on the outside against Jason Wallen.
The ADC is just gaining on the exits of these corners, carrying so much more speed through the corner. He gets his nose in front. He'll look to clear him on the exit of this corner here. It's a little further up the track than he's going to want to get.
No, not letting Leclerc get away from him here. So he can continue to apply the pressure.
Oh, as the 24 goes deep there on the exit and gains quite a bit on Muhammad Ali. Andrew Williams finding some pace on the exit of these corners as he's bringing the challenge to Muhammad Ali here.
Yeah, he might be learning from that 12 car. When you're right on his tail like that, you kind of get a sense of what line Leaf's running, where he's putting the power down. So, valuable lessons here early on.
So takes a look down the inside. Muhammad Ali just covering him off a little bit. You see Muhammad Ali is just slightly farther up the track than the 24 of Andrew Williams. So, these two, it's not going to be great for Muhammad Ali. He does not want to be using up these tires this much early on in this race, as we seem to have gone single file for the most part all the way back.
Yeah, but these top 7 cars are all packed up still. It's a bit of a gaggle we've got up at the front. But Leclerc is holding on to her lead, and it looks like DeLong is the one bookending the end of this pack. This Williams climbs the wall, but looks like he keeps it going. Whitlock is right there.
Whitlock hoping not to get held up too much, as the car he needs to beat is right in front of him. It's right in front of the 24 there, the 12 of Muhammad Ali, just ahead of him in this championship. So,
yeah, if you're Whitlock, you got to be thinking big picture here. You can't sacrifice too much of your speed either, because that 02 of Zach DeWale is right behind you.
Zach has no problems claiming an opportunity if it is there. DeWale is so good at just finding that gap and sending it. So you give him any bit of space and he'll take it. So it's crucial here. It looks like the 24 may have a slight bit of damage after he climbed the wall.
Oh yeah, there it is. That right front's a bit bent in.
Well, hopefully that's not losing him too much pace here. He's holding up the 81 and 02 here of Zachary DeWale and Ryan Whitlock. We start to get a bit of a train forming. So you see the 02 getting a little loose on exit there. You see there's Zachary DeWale in that in-car camera battling hard. He is locked in and focused here. Right behind as he just comes off the bottom once again.
Yeah, and that looks like that gap between a Leaf and Williams has opened up a little bit, so maybe a little bit of speed taken off that 24 Clemson car. And Whitlock just trying to find a way by without using up too much of his stuff and making a mistake, maybe giving up track position to the 02. But here he goes.
Here he goes. Defending on the outside, the 24 of Williams. It's the 81 of Whitlock keeps it on the inside through 3 and 4. The 02 of Zachary DeWale looking to follow, but not able to stay tucked in. There he goes. He'll follow down the inside, get alongside Andrew Williams here.
You know, now Williams is in trouble. He's stuck on the outside.
There's a full
third line
of cars. There's contact there between him and the 02. So our 2 championship contenders here get clear of Williams. He is under fire now from Austin DeLong and Jason Willott, stuck on that outside, unable to find a way back in.
Yeah, it looks like if Williams wants to keep up the pace, he'll need a caution to try to repair that damage, because under green, not really any good opportunity to come to pit road and spend some time repairing that race car.
Yeah, I can't imagine it being worth it for him to try and pit and fix this under green flag, so we'll be hoping. We've had a very clean season so far for this short track series. Only about 1, maybe 2 max in terms of championships. They get right door to door. The 60 or the 76 and 24, just right side by side, perfect racing. Austin DeLong looking to try and make it 3 wide here. He's just going to smartly stick it in behind Andrew Williams and maybe give him a bit of a push here, help him get clear. There he does. He clears Jason Willott.
He just found a way to squeeze down in front of that 76. And to build on your point of this being a pretty clean season, most of the incidents that we've had in this series have been early on in the first 5 to 10 laps of these races when everybody's still packed up and the tires are cold. Everybody's really squirrely then, but when the tires get up to temp and get worn down, then everybody just seems to kind of settle in, and then we're good from there.
Yeah, those cold tires are brutal with these cars. With the amount of horsepower they have and such a little downforce, it's so easy to get just slightly sideways, and then you get everybody checking up. It's a matter of time before someone gets turned. Austin DeLong still on the outside here, though.
Yeah, they're battling real hard. This 22 finding a way to just pinch down the 76. 76 maybe could use a little bit more of the racetrack on the exit, but definitely being polite to that 22 and giving him plenty of room. Looks like the 22 is going to get by here.
It's not quite clear, though. Unable to get down into 1 and 2. He's going to give Willott a little bit of room here through 3 and 4, but he looks to have cleared him. And Willott will tuck up behind. They go back single file here.
And that second lane from Austin DeLong, he seems to be making it work a little bit, but it looks like he's going to settle back down right on the bottom.
Alrighty, as these battles are settling down, a battle up at the front starting to heat up. Muhammad Ali has closed the gap up here to Athena Leclerc, and those 2 other championship contenders of Ryan Whitlock and Zachary Doyle are closing in quickly. So for these drivers behind Muhammad Ali, if you're gonna want to get by him, you know he's ahead of you in the championship. You know the only way to gain on him is to be ahead. So it's got to be so important for these guys to not only keep it clean, but to keep it quick and stay on him and not let him make a mistake without him getting away with it.
Yeah, and if you're the guys fighting a leaf, you really hope that Athena Leclerc can hold on to this lead, especially if you're the O2 of Zach DeWale, because that's his teammate right up there.
You really hope that your teammate can really help you out here. She has held him up and has allowed them to close right up to the bumper.
You really got to try to keep a leaf behind you, because you kind of have the feeling that if a leaf finds a way by this 61 car, he'll just run away and hide from the field, as he's tended to do for a couple of these races.
Yeah, Leaf, once he finds that clean air and gets going, he is gone as he gets to the bumper of the 61, but just does not get quite close enough, as that might be enough for Ryan Whitlock to take a look on the outside. Nothing going there as he looks to switch it back. He's got a nose on the inside.
Out. Pokes the nose in there. Forces the leaf up high.
Leaf just going to clear him into the next corner, though. That battle's just going to help the O2 here, though. Let those two use up their tires here early. 12 gets back up to the bumper of the 61. There's only so much a Leaf can do here. The defense from Athena Leclerc has just been incredible. He's unable to find a way past. He hasn't been able to move her. So this battle is just so well fought from the 61, and it's got to be helping out her teammate in behind.
Yeah, Athena Leclerc embodying the spirit of Ryan Newman. And this is a really interesting spot for a Leaf to be in. He can't get by that 61 car, and the 81 of Ryan Whitlock is really asking him some questions. And will a Leaf find the answers?
Whitlock taking a little bit of a look, trying to find a way past, trying to find a way to get a bumper on the inside. Not coming there. The O2 has been all over the bumper of the 81 now. The whale here is just another look on the outside there from the 81. Unable to find a way past. A Leaf has been incredible at defending here in this series, as we saw him defend from Ethan Johnson before anybody had even beaten Johnson on track. So we know he can defend and defend very, very well against very quick cars. The O2 has dropped off a little bit here.
Yeah, and the Leaf has in fact dropped off a little bit from that 61 car. The 81 of Whitlock just putting the pressure on a Leaf and perhaps making him mirror drive a little bit. And now the caution
And the
is
yellow
out.
flag.
That brings an interesting wrinkle into the fold.
See, the 24 car was down on the apron there. Not sure who caused it. I'm going through. I'm not seeing anybody sideways with any damage here. So here's the battle here. Austin DeLong. Williams up at the front of this battle here.
Long just right on the bumper of the 24 of Andrew Williams. Just light contact entering turn 1. Turns the 24 around, right in the racing line, brings out the yellow.
It's the entry of the corner where that contact happens. It's going to spin the driver in front around. If you make that contact closer to the exit of the corner, you might be able to unsettle their car, but have them keep it straight. If you make that contact on the entry to the corner, there's almost nothing that car in front can do. Gets them extremely loose mid-corner, and it just sends it right around. So for Austin DeLong, I think it's just the wrong timing. As he just checks up a little bit earlier than seemed like DeLong was expecting. It's going to be a end of line penalty here for the 22.
And the 24 as well for being involved in the incident.
Both will have an end of line penalty here. So this closes their field up right up here once again. Up at the front battle. You have Ryan Whitlock and Zachary DeWale side by side on row 2. Chasing down the 12 of our Muhammad Alif. Will be starting beside but behind the 61 of Athena Leclerc, who's been able to defend really, really well. But unfortunately for Zach, he's on the outside. He's not on the inside. He's not behind his teammate. Those two won't be able to link up very easily and get moving together.
Yeah, what I'm interested to see is if this outside lane becomes more effective now that we've got some wear on the tires. Maybe a Leaf can pinch down that 61 if he can keep up right at the restart. So it's going to be super important if you're Athena Leclerc to get the jump as you come to the restart.
As lights are off on their pace car here. This driver's just backing it off. Pace car dives into the pits, and we are green flag. Athena gets an amazing jump.
That is exactly what you needed.
These are the 3 championship battle drivers behind, and just walks away off that start, immediately jumping out to almost a half a second lead. But the battle behind exactly just evens out exactly how it was before the caution came out.
It looks like Wallet has found his way up to 5th after the restart.
Yeah, getting those 2 cars in front of him to get those end-of-line penalties and spinning out. That's very much so helped Wallet, and he's now sitting P5. It's very good from Wallet out of Drexel University, so he'll look to stay linked up to this front pack and try and stick with them. CO2 takes a look on the inside of Brian Whitlock. Nothing going there quite yet.
Yeah, but things have settled out in this top 4 to about the same order, well, exactly the same order we had before the restart. But it looks like Athena's put a gap on the 12 of Alif, and Alif trying to hold off the 81 of Whitlock and the 02 of DeWale. DeWale really benefiting from this caution. And now he's able to stay on the back of the 81.
Yeah, we saw him lose out right before that caution came out. He had dropped back just slightly. But now he is back right onto the bumper of that 81. So these 3 championship cars are right under a blanket here, exactly in the order of our championship right now. So,
and you gotta wonder if any of these guys, especially up front, are tinkering with their rear brake bias, trying to get a little bit of more rotation into the corner, give themselves more opportunity to put the power down on exit.
You also got to start thinking, if you're one of these cars, maybe if you can start moving the car in front of you yourself, use that iron horn and just bump them slightly on the exit of the corner, get them loose, get the drive out of the corner, and get past them. A little bit of a bump and run. So Whitlock takes a look on the outside of a Leaf here. It's not going to do. as he gets to the bumper of the 12.
Yeah, Whitlock is really making a Leaf think and have to fight for this second position. You can see the bumper cam. They are really close as we come out of turn 2.
Leaving no room between these two.
Yeah, as you brought up, Jordan, the chrome horn certainly comes into play, especially when a championship is on the line. As we get later into this race, you gotta wonder, when's it gonna come out? We've seen Whitlock use it before, especially when he won at Lanier. He sort of used it to get his way through the field and win that race. So we'll see if that version of Whitlock comes back tonight.
We are already past our halfway point here today. Lap 55 of 100. Time is running out for these drivers, and it's running out quickly as he once again catches to the bumper of the 12, but right at the entry to the corner.
Yeah, Whitlock has... Sorry, go ahead.
He knows that if there's a mistake and he spins them, they're both at the back of the field, and that just opens the door for the O2. So he does not want to cause a caution here if he spins them. So
yeah, Whitlock is really trying to pick his pass here. He's given the 12 car some breaks, especially as we enter the corner. The 81's just gotten slightly better runs through the center and offense. He's getting to the bumper of that 12 car, but, you know, no contact so far, but we'll see if that keeps up as we get to the end of this thing.
Yeah. The 12, you maybe got to think if he used up a bit too much of his tires early on in the race when he was trying to catch up to Athena Leclerc and trying to get to that lead and get clean air onto that front bumper, but he is abnormally slow, and he's got 2 cars right on his bumper chasing him down. As Athena Leclerc is just sitting up front. About half a second here as this gap stayed pretty consistent.
Yeah, what a drive from her. She's held off the 3 championship leaders really successfully and led every lap of this race so far. Maybe a pole position was all she needed to get herself on track.
And she sounded very confident before the race in the practice, talking about this was their best track. She'd been putting in a lot of practice. So that practice coming out in full force, you can see how much that has helped her. So she sits in front of these championship leaders. The gap starts to shrink a little bit. These 3 continue to battle in the back as we have less than 40 laps to go now.
Yeah, these top 4 have opened up a pretty big gap on Jason Wallet in 5th, but he's driving for Drexel tonight. And another Drexel car, Timothy Wilms, he is in front of the leaders. I would anticipate they catch him in maybe 4 or 5 laps or so. That'll certainly bring an interesting wrinkle into this championship battle.
Yeah, you see him just exiting those corners as the leaders are entering, so you can only imagine how much a lapped car can get in the way, shake up the drivers here at the front. He has his right to defend his position, attempt to stay on that lead lap and defend from Athena Leclerc, but from there, he has to give up that way, give way to the drivers that are a lap ahead and let them through.
And the 12 got really sideways, and here comes the 81. There's the chrome horn, Jordan.
There it is. That's exactly what I was talking about. Get that car a little loose as now the O2 is looking to follow Whitlock through. They stay side by side here.
This is the battle for the championship, Jordan, as we come out of turn 4. The top 3 under a blanket.
DeWale trying to push Whitlock through, trying to follow him through as well. If he can get the 81 through, get through himself, that'll put them both as a big contact
and they
there.
Touch again.
Well, very side is amazing car control there from R. Muhammad Ali. He was so sideways. I do not know how he got that car back straight.
That was an unbelievable save from Alif, but such a costly mistake. Just the contact between him and the 81, and now Alif, you're on the back foot here.
Yeah, and that's helped Whitlock out as well, as he's put out about half a second gap here now to Zachary DeWale. So those 3 from right tight together, all together, one contact with the O2 and the 81, collecting the 12 a little bit and moving him up the track. It's incredible that We do not have a caution. That Arma Honda Leaf kept that car rolling and kept it moving straight. This car, it's not easy to catch. He is so good with his car control. We saw that all year long in the Formula College series that races on the Tuesday nights because he has won that series. He won it in dominating fashion. So we know his car control is good, but that was an incredible save from Arma Honda Leaf.
Yeah, that was just wild stuff. And that's really thrown a wrench into this championship battle, and now it looks like Whitlock might be the favorite here, but DeWail trying to chase him down and change the story as Leclerc continues to enjoy a pretty sizable advantage up front.
Yeah, that has helped her immensely. Over a second gap now to the cars behind, so she can breathe a little bit more, relax, and not worry too much about Timothy Wilms as she starts to catch up to the back of the first lap car. These two right behind, though, her teammate Zachary DeWail sitting right behind Ryan Whitlock in that 81 car.
And maybe the 86 of Wilms has picked up a little bit of speed here. He's doing a pretty good job staying in front of this 61.
Of course, does not want to go a lap down. That could spell trouble for the rest of his race if we don't get another caution. So he's going to fight, try and push everything he can to try and stay on that lead lap.
Yeah, if you're on the lead lap, you've got a chance, and right now Timothy Wilms certainly wants to keep his chance, and he'll probably need a caution. He wants to give himself an even better chance at getting to the front. So Leclerc's looking to the inside.
We have our first lap car down. He'll concede position, not fully though, staying on the outside of Athena Leclerc. There we go, he concedes the position. It's only a matter of time before the two championship battling cars come right up to his bumper. The 81 of Whitlock and 02 of DeWail are right behind him now. Those two are still bumper to bumper, nose to tail, sticking together.
We'll see if this 86 car presents an issue for the 81 of Whitlock and allow the 02 of DeWail to catch back up, but don't count out a Leaf either. He's still in the picture of this thing.
Still right there and with 22. Oh, and Whitlock hits the wall! Whitlock climbing the wall. Can only imagine there's damage to the front suspension of that car.
There's trouble for the 17 as well. Cale Davidson's coming to
the
pit
02
lane.
onto his inside.
Here comes DeWail into one. Maybe that 81 car ailing a little bit, but he's going to fight back.
He holds on to the outside as the 02 gets the preferred inside line. Yeah, we've seen that outside line been able to defend from there. Whitlock does not want to give up this position as the 86 of Wilms starts to come into this picture a little bit more. This has brought the 12 of a Leaf right back into it. So we have these three cars under a blanket once again, completely switched positions as the 02 pulls away, clears both of them.
Oh, how the tables turn so quickly. Just one little mistake from Ryan Whitlock, and now he's staring down the barrel of being in the third place in this championship as a Leaf now to his inside. He goes 3 wide, lapping the 86.
So we have 18 laps to go this championship, way too close to call at this point. So we will continue to watch this battle as Whitlock defending hard on the outside as the 12 battling hard on the inside.
And the 12's got to make this pass really quickly if he wants to get back to the 02.
This is only eating up those tires now, but 17 laps to go. Can't start thinking about that now. Just got to push. 12 gets the nose in front, but cannot clear. They say side by side. Whitlock holding it onto that outside. It's an incredible battle here from Ryan Whitlock to hang on to the outside here of Arma Honda Leaf for so long. So this has brought Wallace right back into this battle here now as well from Drexel.
Yeah, Wallace trying to get that 4th spot. Yeah, he's trying to get that 4th spot from Whitlock. 76 not backing down from a fight, even with the championship leaders. And now Whitlock looks to the inside of 12.
Gets to the bumper, gets that 12 a little bit loose, exactly like you need to do. And gets back to the inside now.
All while Zach DeWale pulls away from this battle. Only 13 to go. Zach DeWale's got to be loving what he's seeing in the mirror.
And he's got to be hoping to be able to catch up to his teammate of Athena Leclerc here with just 13 laps to go. So Leaf is holding onto that outside line. See the direct Clark, Jason Willott hanging out there as well, trying to follow whoever's going to make it through. Ball just holds onto a bit of this advantage here. They're wheel to wheel, door to door. There's not much separating these two, so they come so close together there.
Yeah, such hard racing, but so clean. They're finding a way to stay off of each other. Just awesome racing here with 11 laps to go in this inaugural season.
Well, finding a way to carry so much more speed into that 3-4 corner there. Gain about a half a car length onto the 81, but not able to clear him into 1 and 2. Whitlock holds on. Leaf looking to get around on that outside, unable to. CO2 has started to catch up to one of his teammates, and that is Alexander Hogarth in the 20 car up in front. It's a car that is a lap down. That is not his teammate, who is in the lead right now, who's over a second and a half up the track from Zach.
This is setting up to be an amazing night for St. Clair College. Maybe a championship for DeWale and a race win for Athena Leclerc, and that's so close exiting turn 4.
Hogarth doing his best to try and stay out of the way, staying all the way up the wall, but that has helped Whitlock out, but he's unable to clear him as he gets there. Now as you see Whitlock getting to the inside of the Leaf now.
Yeah, that lap traffic really helped out Ryan Whitlock, put Leaf in a really awkward position. Now he's having to fight the 76 of Wallet, and Wallet might actually get by him entering 3 here.
There he goes, Wallet clearing the 12 of R. Muhammad Alif. Now down to 5th position here. Falling apart late here for R. Muhammad Alif is not what he wants to be doing. Ryan Whitlock starts to chase down the 0-2 of DeWale. You have just 5 laps to go now as Athena Leclerc crosses the stripe.
Yeah, Whitlock does not have much time to get to this 0-2 car. He's got to start finding some extra speed in that 81 car. Whale looks pretty good, barring some kind of catastrophe here in these final few laps.
Ooh,
and they're contact again.
So close between the 12 and the 78. Leaf and Willott.
Awesome racing here at Five Flags Speedway, putting on a classic here in the season finale. And they touch again! And I think Wallet actually might have gotten into the wall there, but Leaf's found a way by the 76.
Yeah, Wallet losing out there. Leaf getting clear, getting ahead as there's 3 laps to go. So that drops down to 2 as Athena Leclerc crosses the stripe. Time is running out here as he is almost a second behind the 0-2. If DeWale can keep it clean, he'll finish ahead of Ryan Whitlock in this race. The championship is still undecided, still way too close to call. As Athena Leclerc comes to the stripe one more time as we are white flag for the last lap here of the CIL Short Track Showdown.
That makes
here
it official.
At Five Flags.
That makes it official. No green-white checker today.
Athena Leclerc coming around 3 and 4. She will take her first victory of the season here in the final race. Athena Leclerc from St. Clair College getting the victory. R. Muhammad Alif just beating out Jason Wallet there at the end to claim 4th position. Our championship drivers finishing 2, 3, and 4 as you see those 2 teammates coming together in a bit of a show. Bit of fun tomfoolery there at the end.
A bit of a congratulatory bump from DeWale for Leclerc, and that's a pretty dominant victory from Athena Leclerc tonight. Just an excellent performance from her, leading all 100 laps here at Five Flags. But we will wait and see who comes out as our inaugural Short Track Showdown champion.
Yeah, she burns it down, but championship still nothing official yet. What a drive from her, completing all 100 laps in first place, leading the way start to finish with some incredible drivers on her bumper the entire way. R. Muhammad Alif was so quick tonight and just getting just a bump there, losing out a little bit. It's got to be so, so tough. We are just running all the calculations on the championship here, making sure we get everything right before we make anything official.
And anticipation's killing me, Jordan.
What an incredible race there, though, Andrew. I don't
Yeah,
think we've had a race where my heart rate has gotten that high this season.
yeah, that was such an intense battle just throughout the entire race. Seemed like all our three championship contenders were basically nose to tail for almost the whole race distance, and then they kept swapping positions. We saw Leaf lead that group for the majority of the race, but then Whitlock just finds a way by. Then Whitlock hits the wall and opens it up for the O2 to Whale. Just so much action. It was just intense and a very good show for our finale.
And again, only one caution. We've kept it clean all season long. And this is what it does. When you keep the green flag out and the track stays green, everyone stays racing, you get some amazing finishes and amazing battles in front. Incredible, incredible to watch. And a very good props to drivers all up and down this field to keep things clean.
And especially just some incredible racecraft as even though the replay we see the 76 gets shoved up into the wall there, but just overall incredible racecraft, especially between these three championship contenders of Leaf, Whitlock, and DeWale, all finding a way to stay side by side and stay off of each other, give each other enough room, but still staying competitive. Just awesome stuff to watch from a spectator's perspective.
And you cannot count out the car control from our Muhammad Alif at the end there. That was incredible with just roughly 25, 30 laps to go. He was so sideways. These cars don't catch like that. It was insane. And here it is. And this might have just done it as our points have come in and it is official. Our Muhammad Alif is the CIL Short Track Showdown champion. He has won it. That save might have just saved his entire championship. He wins it. What a season from him, Andrew.
Oh yeah, just incredible. And our Muhammad Alif, the crazy thing about him is he started up front this whole season, but he also found ways to keep improving and finding a way to organically beat Ethan Johnson at Richmond. Was really just a sign that he was here to stay and contend for the title. But Whitlock's just rugged consistency really put pressure on him. And DeWale, you can say the exact same thing. Both of them, just a lot of consistency, and that they found a way to stay in this title battle, but a well-earned championship from our Muhammad Alif and that number 12 car representing Ball State University.
What a championship already. Before we talk to him, let's pull in our winning driver here today, Athena Leclerc from St. Clair College. Athena Leclerc, what a battle here tonight and what a win, leading all laps start to finish with the championship battle happening right in your rear view mirror. What were you seeing there?
Honestly, not much. I was just had to run a clean race, and that's all I've been needing all season. It really came all together tonight. I saw Zach behind me, and I thought he was going to be catching me in the few laps, but looks like lap cars got in the way, and it just kind of allowed me to pull away from the pack.
Yeah, just an incredible drive from you, Athena. Definitely the best performance we've seen from you all season, a dominant victory. But there was one instance that could have maybe thrown a wrench into things, and it was that caution around lap 30. What were you thinking when that caution came out?
Honestly, I really needed the caution. My tires were getting pretty overheated. I was pushing really hard in the first stint, and that caution kind of allowed my tires to like reset themselves. And then that's when I just started flying right after the caution. Like it just kind of allowed me to reset the tires and was able to get on going.
Yeah, we saw you get that incredible jump off that restart. And we have it in here with that win. St. Clair College finishes third in our school championship as well. What does it mean to be able to represent a school like St. Clair College that has so many cars in this championship?
I mean, St. Clair, like we are like one of the first like schools that has allowed varsity, and like one of the first colleges to actually support us. So being able to bring like a third place, it's a very good start for this series, and I think that we'll be able to do a lot better in the future. Just gotta keep clean and not have as many incidents in the early of the season as we did this season.
Alrighty. Thank you very much, Athena. What a amazing race. Is there anybody you'd like to shout out before you get going here tonight?
Yeah, thanks to Dan's for allowing me to coach the team this season. Thank you for Makoni Setup Shop providing us the lightning fast setups that we use for Road to Pro and all the other open series that we do. Go check them out. They got a good setup for this season. And I mean, yeah, thanks for Zach for holding off the guys behind me. I wouldn't have been able to get this one if they weren't fighting behind me, so I appreciate it.
Ernie, thank you very much, and congratulations once again. That was once again Athena Leclerc, our race winner, driver from St. Clair College. Next, let's bring in our championship winning driver, our Muhammad Alif. Our Muhammad Alif, congratulations. It is official. You are our drivers championship here for the CIL Student Short Track Showdown. What are you feeling right now?
Not too bad, considering how the whole championship started with me facing backwards and getting a ton of heat from the drivers, and then somehow just getting the championship. And I think we won the collegiate championship as well, which I think makes me even more happy. Yeah, by 1 point. Crazy. Yeah, incredible. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a really hard fought race for you. Just find a way to stay up in the top 5, and you were battling with your other 2 title contenders and Ryan Whitlock and Zach DeWale. What was it like just being in a constant dogfight throughout the whole race?
Oh, it is just gloves off, no holds barred. Just like how dog track racing is. And I was just like expecting like a shove here or a barge here, and I got it. And luckily, I could pull the car together. I thought I was a point behind, so in my mind, it was like I had to finish in front of Ryan. But then, yeah, after the race, they were like, "Oh, I won by 3 points." So I was like, "No way!" My first reaction was, "No way, I won that." And then, yeah, to find out, yeah, all the hard work that we've been putting in as a team to win 2 out of 3 titles here in the collegiate iRacing series. Yeah, not bad.
And you talk about being backwards at the start of the season.
Mhm.
You have not finished outside of the top 5, though. Every single race, you have been 5th or better. What is that consistency? What is bringing you that consistency?
I guess just having that feel on the car. I like the fact that this is very narrow, very tight, meaning you don't have any time to think. So you really have to rely on your instincts and your touch on the wheel, and especially on the throttle pedal and your brakes to get around. And I feel like that has helped elevate the consistency. And also watching drivers like Ethan Johnson and Ryan Whitlock and Zach DeWille like go about with their business. I'm always like trying to watch and trying to learn from these guys since they're that much more experience. And yeah, it just all just paid off right at the end.
Alrighty, well, congratulations on not only the Drivers' Championship, but the Collegiate Championship as well. You led Ball State to the school championship. Well done. Is there anybody you'd like to shout out here before you get on your way?
Oh yeah, my teammate Kale, who also contributed in achieving our collegiate championship. It's our second title together as a team. First we had the Formula C championship. He's just behind me, so thank you. Our esports director Dan Marino, the whole esports program, for all the support, all the preparation, all the commitment really that we've been putting in, and looking forward to next season. Let's see how the run up goes up, and see you guys.
Alrighty. Congratulations once again, our Muhammad Alif from Ball State University. He finished 4th tonight, but first in our championship. What a season he has had all year long. Next up, Andrew, let's bring in our 2nd place finisher here tonight and 3rd place championship finisher, Zachary DeWale. Zachary DeWale from St. Clair College, finishing 2nd in this race. but third in the championship. Not quite the second place in the championship that you usually finish in our Cup Series.
I have some words for you, Jordan Brooks.
What a race from you tonight. Finding your way up past not only our Muhammad Leaf, but Ryan Whitlock. What were you seeing from your position?
I was seeing two guys racing very, very hard, man. Oh, that was a hard one. Those guys were banging bumpers, banging doors the whole way around the whole race. I was just trying to hang out behind them and try and stay out of trouble. Trouble never came. I was waiting for them to take each other out, and I hope they just had a hard enough time getting through the field that I could get the points. But no, it didn't happen. It was a really fun race, though. Who won it? I didn't hear that. Muhammad won. Okay, yeah. Muhammad deserves it a ton. He's a good guy. Really quick. Ryan was a really good guy too. It was a hell of a lot of fun to race those guys tonight. It was a great race.
Yeah, it's a tremendous effort from you again, Zach, finding a way to be in the top 5 and run well every week. How do you do it? Like, what do you think has been the key to your consistency? You've been able to do it in this series, in the College Cup Series, and Formula C, whatever it is.
I have no clue, man. It's gonna sound cheesy. Don't give up. Just keep trucking and try and keep the car in as much of one piece as you can. Just try and keep it clean. Keep moving forward. You can't give up. Got to save tires too. All these series that we run, tire management's pretty key. Not so much in FC, but that's like more like managing temps. So just be clean, keep the tires underneath you, and it'll come to you.
What were you seeing when you saw Ryan Whitlock ahead of you, chasing him down, and he climbs up the wall exiting turn 4? What were you thinking?
I thought I better get on him because I knew these cars they're not super strong. They're not made of like paper mache either. So I knew he wasn't going to be hurting too bad, but he was going to be thrown off. So I knew I had to pounce right then to try and get by him, and I guess it worked. Just made the move when I could and snuck by.
Alrighty, congratulations, Zach, on the second place finish and the third place finish in our championships here tonight from St. Clair College. Is there anybody you'd like to shout out here tonight?
Yeah, first off, I want to shout out Athena. She ran a great race. I think she led every lap. Yeah, she did a great job today. Shout out Riley, Emily's dad, always watching the races. They're in the chat today, cheered me on, I guess. So that's really cool. I really appreciate them watching all season. And shout out you for getting in here and doing these races. All you guys up here in the booth and race control. It's really cool. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Zach. And congratulations once again. That was Zachary DeWale from St. Clair College. We have one final driver to talk to, and that's our second place championship driver and our third place finisher here tonight, Ryan Whitlock. Ryan Whitlock from the University of Alabama in Huntsville, finishing third tonight and second in our championship. What a race from you. What were you seeing during that battle where all three of you were coming together there?
Not really that I saw anything, but I certainly felt my heart beat out of my chest for half the race. That was a ton of fun and very tense.
Yeah, just another good effort from you, Ryan. You come up just short though in the drivers' championship. What more do you think you could have done to maybe snatch the title away from our Muhammad Alif?
At one point there in the race, I was fighting DeWale a little harder than I should have, which allowed Alif to get back underneath me again. I think that was my biggest mistake of the night. Otherwise, it's my finals week, and I know a lot of schools don't have theirs for another week or two. So I didn't really put in that much practice. I could have practiced more, but I'd rather pass my classes. I don't have too much to complain about. I had a good time, which definitely alleviates the pain of finishing P2. But at the same time, I've won and lost my fair share of sim racing titles already, so I'm just glad I had a good time.
You not only finished second in the Drivers' Championship, you also brought Alabama in Huntsville up to second in the College Championship. What does it mean to drive for a program that Alabama and Huntsville has?
It's definitely a lot of fun. I take a lot of pride in Charger Motorsports, the team at UAH. We've done a bit of short track racing for a few years, and I do admittedly wish I had some teammates in this series, but it is still nice solo effort to bring home P2 in school standings, especially after a couple rough races. I hope the team was watching and they are proud of the result.
Alrighty. Congratulations, Ryan, on the P2 finish. We've already heard you shout them out once, but would you like to shout them out once more, Charger Motorsports, before we send you on their way?
Yeah, definitely want to shout out Charger Motorsports, that whole team, for the work we put in the sim, but especially in real life. I got to thank our team sponsors. Blue Origin has been with us for a little bit, helping us out, as well as Mathnasium of Huntsville has been a long-time sponsor of our real team for since the beginning. And I do also want to give a shout to the stewarding team for STS. They've been extremely good this season, and even though they've made a couple calls that were not in my favor, I understood and agreed with every call they've made, and they've been fantastic. By the rule book, very good. So wanted to give a shout out to them as well.
Alrighty, thank you very much once again, Ryan, from the University of Alabama, Huntsville, our second place championship driver. What a race, Andrew. I don't think we can ask for much better than that to end our season out here today.
Yeah, you always want a competitive series, and that's certainly what this inaugural Short Track Showdown season was. Especially when you have these top three contenders just fighting it out for second, third, and fourth pretty much the whole night, staying nose to tail. It's just everything you could ask for as a viewer, everything you could ask for as a series. It puts on a really good show. Just, maybe it encourages some more people to get involved in the fun,
Yeah, I can only imagine if you're watching this racing College Cup, you're racing that College Cup series and you're looking to get into some more fun. Come out Wednesday nights. It's a great vibe. Everybody has some fun. We have some great fun calling it up here every week and giving everybody a good shout. And it produces some incredible racing.
Yeah, overall, just this whole season has been tremendous. We've had a few big wrecks, especially at the beginning of the races, but we've had lots of good side-by-side action, some good nose-to-tail action, guys putting pressure on each other, making each other work hard to keep their positions, and we've seen some excellent driving, excellent racecraft, fast laps, pretty much everything you want out of a great racing series, and I hope we get to continue seeing and commentating on it for a very long time.
Alrighty, and let's just quickly run through our final standings here. Athena Leclerc getting her first victory of the season in the final race. Zachary DeWale, Ryan Whitlock, and R. Muhammad Alif, 3, 4, and 5, finishing up for our championship drivers. Jason Willott found his way all the way up to P5 after an incident between Andrew Williams and Austin DeLong, who snuck their way back up into 6th and 7th. Ryan Wilson in P8 was our final car on the lead lap here tonight. And Alexander Hogarth, Timothy Wilms, and Cale Davison rounding out our field. An incredible race, all things considered. But It has been a great season with all of you. One last time, I'd like to thank you all for watching us all season long. On behalf of myself, Andrew, and Josh in the production booth, thank you all very much for watching.
And see you next season.